FUKK.
SHMACKEMAGOB, it's time for the news, and I want to thank the great Lee Gertzman for that intro. Check out Lee. He's got a podcast, The Lee Gertzman Show, and he's got a YouTube page. He's a hell of a guy. And if you want to send in a video of you saying SHMACKEMAGOB or your kids doing SHMACKEMAGOB, make it entertaining and send it to this email, and I'll tack it on in the beginning of the news. So now let's get into the news. Last week on the news, I talked about how my name is on the credits of the new Ace Frehley animated video for I'm Down. Well, this week, Gigi Criss, Peter Criss's wife, did a birthday video for him, which is amazing. And I'm in it as well. There's a little shot of me when I got a picture with Peter down here in Miami. And how cool is that, man? I'm on Ace's video last week. I'm on Peter Criss's video this week. What's next? Are Gina and Paul going to put me on a little promo of Dubai talking about how they're hypocrites? Man, that would rule. And speaking of Kiss, Paul Stanley of Kiss said $600 stimulus checks aren't enough. Yes, Kiss frontman Paul Stanley has blasted lawmakers for securing a deal for the coronavirus relief package, which will include direct payments up to $600 to eligible adults plus $600 per child dependent. Yeah, because $600 ain't going to pay for that VIP. You know, I mean, I know if they were going to send like over $1,000, you and I both know there are Kiss fans out there that'll use that money to buy some VIP tickets for the Corona concert in Dubai. Does anybody really believe Paul Stanley cares that people are just getting $600? I mean, they're going to waste $1 million in pyro in Dubai. Seriously. You know, when Metallica did their little live feed, that went to charity. I haven't heard a word about any charity. I mean, look, I actually agree with Paul Stanley. $600 is chicken feed. But he doesn't care. He's just trying to pretend he cares. Why don't you donate your proceeds of the Corona concert to the people if you really cared? Instead of wasting $1 million on pyro. I mean, you're in the middle of doing all this, wasting all this money, and asking for an insane amount of money for these VIP tickets to get a vinyl and a bunch of other trinkets. You're here milking people at the same time saying how it's not enough that the government's giving. I'm going to complain to them. Well, I'm complaining to you. You freaking hypocrite. And you know, I know you have your yes people around you and you have your yes fans. I mean, I know there's going to be people hating what I'm saying now because you guys are blind to this dude. You know, it's Paul Stanley. He does no wrong. You tards. I even played last week a clip of Gene saying, you know, we were going to stay home and be smart, but we got offered a lot of money in Dubai. I mean, right there, the guy doesn't even realize his foot in his own mouth. He doesn't care. He just wants to portray he cares, while at the same time blowing up $1 million worth of pyro and asking people for over $1,000 for the VIP to get a record and trinkets. It's disgusting. Everything about Gene and Paul is so fake. Seriously, man. I mean, you know, Paul. I mean, even his vocals live are fake. And remember that. I made that video, We Love It Fake, or whatever it was, that parody song, where I added a clip in the beginning of Paul saying how, you know, Rihanna and Madonna use tapes live. And he does the same thing. And just about all Paul talks about when he's not, you know, promoting this concert to make money is politicians and laws and all. He's always complaining about politicians and laws. Whatever happened to when Paul Stanley said that musicians who talk politics, they're absurd? Paul is right. He is absurd. And So are the people that defend this guy. I mean, seriously, man. I can see these same people get kicked in the balls by Paul Stanley and they'll say, "Thank you, Paul, can I have another?" And I can't help but wonder how well Kiss 2020 Goodbye tickets are selling. They just posted this a couple days ago. They said, "We're going all out with a massive Kissmas giveaway. Purchase your Kissmas 2020 Goodbye tickets before it's too late and get automatically entered to win a Smash guitar from Paul, an Axe guitar from Gene, or 2 Ultimate Kiss Army End of the Road tour experiences. Tickets available now at kiss2020goodbye.com. Existing ticket holders are automatically entered. Giveaway guitars not from the live show." I hope I get to see who wins this, because if it's somebody that bought the VIP, then they have no intention of giving it away to people that didn't buy the VIP, that bought the overpriced cheap version. But jury's out on that. I hope I get to see who wins that. And for anybody out there that would say, "How do you know none of this is going to charity?" My question to you is, how do you know it's not? I haven't heard anything about charity, about any of this. Speaking of charity, David Lee Roth is putting a tour jacket he wore back in 2007 for an auction for Music Cares Charity Relief Auction. I mean, hey, Paul, you all you did in the 80s was trying to be David Lee Roth and failing miserably at it with your 501 jeans. Going to the doctors. Man, you went to the doctors a lot back then. Well, why don't you copy David Lee Roth now and auction stuff, instead of lining your pockets and lining the pockets of the people in that other country that threw a bunch of money at you, that Gene admitted last week. All right, next story. There's a lot of Kiss stories this week. Original Kiss drummer Peter Criss guest on new Richie Scarlett single, "The Catman and the Emperor." I heard the song, and I don't like songs that have a verse, riff. There's very few exceptions, but I mean, the drumming's pretty cool. Peter Criss is playing drums on it, and I see a lot of positive feedback online, but I can't help to wonder that people are just freaking out that Peter Criss played drums on something recently, which I love. I love the fact that happened, but I ain't gonna lie, the song really didn't do much for me. Hopefully the rest is better. And more Kiss news. Ace Frehley says he will start recording his new solo album after the new year. See, Ace is building a studio. I don't know if it's done already, in his new place, I think in New Jersey, where he moved to now. And he says he has been writing songs during the pandemic, and personally, I'm excited for it. I really liked Spaceman. I love Space Invader. So I welcome some new Ace Frehley music. And yeah, I know some of you are like, "You're just an Ace Frehley nutswinger." I did not like Anomaly, and I didn't like Second Sighting. So zip it, stifle. Next story. Twisted Sister's JJ French doesn't have a problem with classic rock bands touring with non-original members. He said exactly what I've been saying. I may not like a lot of these bands, like, that have, well, especially a great example, Kiss. When you have two guys dressed up as Ace and Peter. I don't want to see that, but people do. Supply and demand. So, hey, if people like it, people want to go see it, I don't have a problem with it. And that's pretty much what JJ was saying. That a lot of these legacy bands that don't have original members, they attract people. Like, if nobody shows up, it won't happen. So, hey man, I agree with him. I don't like it, but I don't care who does. I'm all for them going to see it. It makes them happy. So, none of my business. Enjoy the scabs. Next story. Ozzy Osbourne is halfway done with next album. Robert Trujillo and Taylor Hawkins to guest on it. Well, jury's out. I really disliked Ordinary Man. I didn't like it at all. Some of you did. I get it. I just thought it was like the worst Ozzy album ever. And trust me, There's many albums Ozzy released that I'm not a big fan of, but I'm not going to sit here and say it's going to suck. I hope it doesn't. I love Ozzy. I want him to release something awesome again. Am I holding my breath? No. But I don't judge stuff till I hear it. So I'm willing to give it a chance because Ozzy Osbourne rules. No matter how many duds I think he released, I'll always have a lot of love for Ozzy, the singer of my favorite band, 70s Sabbath, the stuff he did with Randy Rhoads, Jake, No Rest for the Wicked. I love all that stuff. So, man, it'd be nice if they brought that back. An album as good as that, and God, stop using that stupid processed vocals on those albums. It drives me nuts. Next story. Led Zeppelin pinball machines officially announced. Stern Pinball Inc., a global lifestyle brand based on the iconic and outrageously fun modern American game of pinball, announced today a new line of pinball machines based on the legendary rock band Led Zeppelin and its music. The Led Zeppelin pinball machines will be available in Pro, Premium, and Limited Edition models. And man, I think they look awesome. I'm a huge Zeppelin fan. And with the announcement of this pinball machine, I'm now going to have a contest. Anybody that can answer this question gets to buy me all 3 pinball machines, okay? So here's the question. Fill in the blanks. Led Zeppelin had a song called Stairway to... What's the last word? It rhymes with 11. Whoever gets it gets to buy me all 3 pinball machines. So good luck. And now, the final story. Tommy Lee and Pamela Anderson's sex tape scandal to be adapted into a TV series. Gee, I wonder if they're going to keep in the part where Tommy and Pamela gladly accepted the money and pretended that they were against it. I wonder if also they're going to keep in the part where Tommy Lee honks the boat horn with his penis. Well, that's it for the news, everybody. Happy holidays. Tomorrow on Kiss Wednesday, the Fuck Puppet will make a cameo. Take care, everybody. SHMACKEMAGOB. The news this week was brought to you by the love I have for this movie, My Bodyguard. It's awesome. I highly recommend it if you haven't seen it. And if you have seen it, I highly recommend you watch it again. Again, happy holidays, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye.